Hi, I'm Francis Buckley, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of Studio Rescue. Now today we're going to go meet Brian Newbury. Brian's got this cool old craftsman-style house, thick plaster walls, big molding around the baseboards, really cool old house. But his studio has got some problems, and I think these are problems that you will all recognize when we go rescue Brian's studio. Let's go do it.
Oh, look. Hello, Mr. Pterodactyl. Hey, Brian.
Francis.
How are you, man?
Good.
Good
How
to
are
see
you?
you. I'm doing great. Great. Got your message?
Uh-huh.
Heard you're having some problems here in your room. So,
Yeah.
tell me what's going on.
Well, I'm a little frustrated, I guess. I'm not hearing what I want to hear in this room. I don't know quite why. Maybe I've got some ideas about it, but low end is hard to hear, of course. Some of the sound seems to be bouncing around a little bit too much.
Right.
And some of the high end, it just seems to be hard to mix and get the sounds I'm looking for. So I thought I'd give you a call.
Well, that's what I'm here for. That's
right.
what I'm here for. Now, just from taking a quick survey of the room, the first thing I can see is the bouncing part. Yeah, you've got nothing on the walls.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I always, people say, "What should I do?" And I say, "I don't know, but you got to do something." Okay, you have to do some kind of treatments to the walls.
Right.
Okay, so that'll be our first thing. You have nothing on the wall back here. This is probably where you're getting some of that bounce from, because the sound is coming out of the speakers, hitting the wall, and coming right back to you. Okay?
Right.
So we'll get some stuff put up on the walls. The other thing that I noticed right away is you're not taking advantage of the balance and the symmetry of the room, because it's all about symmetry. You got to get centered. Okay,
Right.
So if you look over at this speaker here, you're that far from the wall. This speaker over here, you're this far from the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. So the very first thing would be to get the desk moved over, find the center of the room, get the desk centered in there, and also get the speaker set. These look, just from a quick survey, you sitting in the chair, these look like they're about at the right height.
Right.
Okay. So, but the question is, are they the right distance apart? Because what it is it's a triangle. Whatever the distance between the two speakers has to be the same distance, equilateral triangle with your ears sitting in the chair.
Sure.
Okay. So there isn't anything that we can't get over here. Just kind of looking around and see what we do with stuff. What's the plan with this?
This is my new mixer. I'd like to incorporate that kind of into my system set up here. So
Okay.
would like to do that as well.
Were you thinking about you want to get it somewhere here on the desk?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Probably eventually get it in some kind of a rack so that you could, the nice thing is if you got some kind of roll-around rack that you could then, when you want to use it, pull it up when you're not using it, push it out of your way would be a good idea.
Okay.
So, well, I don't think there's anything in here that we can't get past. It's going to take a little bit of work, but we can get it done,
All right.
So, hey, let's rescue Brian's
right.
studio. Let's do it. So here we go. Get all this stuff out of here. As you can see, Brian's a bit of a vinyl freak and a Quincy Jones fan. So we're going to measure, find the center of the room, play around with Brian's cow.
Boy, these guys need to cut down on their caffeine.
So we're going to get this desk centered. Once that's in the center of the room, we can set our speakers. Remember, like I said, speaker setup is the most important part of the room. And part of the speaker setup, of course, is determining the center triangle. And we do this again by measuring from the center of the cone of one speaker, the center of the cone of the other, and then out to Brian's ears. This becomes our triangle, gets Brian sitting in the sweet spot. Man, that is so, just about exactly right. They could be maybe an inch lower. It's like your ear appears to be right about here, and it really...
Yeah.
So you could lower them a little bit. But what I would suggest would be a speaker stand, not with a pedestal, but with four legs. Okay, they're more sturdy that way.
Right.
But there's a school of thought about whether this should be here or whether this should be pointing at the ear. But you've got this dispersion going on. What you really want to be doing is you want to be, when you're sitting in the sweet spot, you should be looking right straight into the speaker. Okay. So sit down in your space.
All right.
And
Here's the mirror trick again.
can you see this mirror? Well, obviously you can
Well,
see
I can
it.
see it, but
One is a magnifying mirror. And we slowly move it along until Brian can see the right side speaker in that mirror. As soon as he can see the speaker, that's the angle of first reflection. That's the first place audio strikes the wall as it comes off the speaker and bounces back into the room. That's where we need to put the first panel.
Okay.
Back a little. And up a little.
Well, that up and down doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Okay, it's centered in there, yes.
Just kind of like look ahead and just kind of peripheral. Can you see it peripherally?
Little forward, right there.
Okay, have I got the cone in it?
Yep.
Okay.
And of course, we do the same thing on the other wall.
A little more, right there.
All right, so this is our angle of first reflection.
Now that we've found the angle, we have to determine exactly where on the wall we're going to put the panels.
Because the dispersion of the speaker, you know, it's doing this, and what it's going to do is going to go whoop, okay? Because it's going to hit that before it hits that. So that's what's called the angle of first reflection. There will be one here, but we're gonna catch it with the panel. So sit comfortably.
So now we take the tape measure and we measure from the floor to Brian's ear. And we use that measurement to determine exactly where on the wall we're going to put the panel.
So the 47, this is where your ear hits.
Because I'm using two of them, I'm going to use that measurement as the center of these two panels. And it's going to give Brian, kind of get him sitting in the center of those panels. So there's our panels with the Velcro. We got the bass traps in. We're looking good.
All right.
Have a seat. Let's
Flop
get to
them
work.
down right here. Wow, this really looks great.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think it came out really nice. We got our panels on the wall. Okay. Again, the center of this is right about the height of your ears.
Right.
These are centered. The bass traps are in the corner where we build up. You know, where bass energy builds up. So this takes care of that. We got your speakers placed nicely.
Right.
You know, you're a handy guy. I know that. Okay. You build yourself some speaker stands. Get these things out of here. Although they're not empty, so they're not acting like a cavity.
Right,
You know,
right.
so it's amazing that they're really at the right height for you. We got the panel on the back wall there to cut down on that reflection coming in. Again, I would make the suggestion when you work, you might close this door. You know, okay, because you can almost even hear when you close the door how much more contained the sound is as soon as you open this up, because it's amazing how much sound goes out that door.
Right.
Okay, it takes a lot of the energy out of the room, you know.
Exactly.
So you comfortable?
Yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
great. Well, why don't you go ahead and fire this stuff up,
Okay.
and I'll be back.
Excellent. Hey, look at that. What's that?
Well, for letting us rescue your studio, the good people at RØDE Microphone want to give you this NT4 stereo microphone.
Cool.
Now, I know that you just got a new pair of NT2As.
Yes, I did.
And normally we give you the NT2A, but because you already have them, we wanted to present you with this NT4.
Excellent.
This is a fabulous, fabulous mic. This is my favorite stereo mic, and I could say without fear of contradiction, for me, this is one of the best and most versatile mics I've ever used.
Wow.
It's an XY pattern, okay? And XY is basically the way we hear. So it has a real natural sound to it. I've used it on drum overheads, acoustic guitar. I love it on acoustic guitar and vocal, piano, anything. It just has a real natural sound to it, okay?
Yeah.
Comes with this nice plastic carrying case. It also has inside, it's got the windscreen, and the windscreen just kind of fits over it like so.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Very nice.
It also comes with the cable, which is it's a one in at the back of the mic, two out. So it makes for a very nice, clean setup for doing stereo mic, because normally you got two microphones and two cables and all
Right,
that.
right.
So this plugs in, and then on the cables themselves are marked left and right. Okay.
Excellent.
It also comes with a really cool little adapter that for like recording into an iPod or something like that, you get
Yeah.
the 5 to the mini.
Very handy.
Yeah, really handy little setup. Very nicely thought out product.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, because we know that you've got the NT2As already. Okay. But there's
There's more,
Oh, wow.
as they say on television.
Wait.
Okay. Now, our friends of Acoustic supplied the panels,
Yes.
which look really great, and it may already making the
Excellent.
room sound better.
Thank you.
But we've got one more thing for you.
Okay.
From the friendly folks at Acoustics is this. And this is the Flexi Screen Light. And what this does is, this has the little metal adapter that goes on the mic stand and around behind your microphone. And this is going to take out any back reflections. It's kind of a mini vocal booth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this just sits as this metal piece connects onto the mic stand, and then this just slides down on top of it like that. And there's your vocal booth.
Very nice.
Okay. So you already know about the NT2A. What a
Yes.
great microphone it is.
Absolutely.
So you are pretty much set up. This microphone, you're going to have a lot of fun with this
Yeah,
mic. You're going to have
yeah.
a lot of fun with this.
That's
It's
great.
real handy for location recording and other things like that. I know you do some live stuff.
Yes.
This is be really great, like front of house, kind of get that overall
Right.
sound.
I can use that tonight, as a matter of fact.
Well, there you go.
Excellent.
So you're all
That'd be
set. So, hey, Brian.
Hey, thank
And-
you.
I
it.
had a lot of fun doing this, man. Your studio looks great. I'm really anxious to hear. I want to hear some great music
Sure.
coming out of here.
Absolutely.
And thanks for letting us do this.
Thank you.
And Brian's studio has been rescued.
Hey, that was a pretty nice studio rescue. And as you can see, Brian committed the sort of classic mistake, if you will. Went out and got all this stuff, put it in the room and got to work. Couldn't understand why his mixes weren't sounding the way he wanted them to sound. Why? Because he didn't treat the most important element, the room itself. And as you can see by what we did with the panels and the bass traps, we didn't kill the sound, we controlled it. And I want to thank the guys at Acoustics for the great panels, the bass traps, for the really nice flexi screen light for the microphone. And of course, thanks to RØDE for that really nice NT4, because Brian just got himself a brand new pair of NT2As. So we wanted to set him up with a really nice NT4 for recording his acoustic guitars. I'm Francis Buckley. See you again on Studio Rescue.
And if your home studio is in need of a rescue, just log on to rodemic.com/studio rescue and we'll see what we can do for you.